Good evening. So why don't we start about a question about creativity? And I would like to count up to 5. And within this time frame, I would like every one of you to stand up and move to another place. Can we do that? So just get your stuff ready, okay? And not just the next seat, but some other place. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. What a collective intelligence. Yeah, I think you can applaud that. Yes, cool. Okay, very good. Creativity is intelligence, having fun, said Einstein. Well, what happens in super constrained environments? When we get stressed by time, by external limitations, we usually lose fun. We usually become stressed. We usually become fear-based. And when we operate from fear, we lose our freedom. And when we operate from fear, we usually also have only 2 options because we want to stop the problem. We want to eradicate the problem in which we stand. So how do we do that? We have only 2 options. 1, run away. No more problem, I run away. Or 2, I can fight back. I can oppose. And in our culture, these things happen most of the time. We live in a culture where opposing has become one of the mainstream thinking. Look at politics, for instance. You know, right wing, left wing, boom. All the time. Look at international policies and everything that happens on the international scene, and we know it today, how important, the importance of that. So it always leads, in the end, to this culture, which we also see in Hollywood movies. You know, Star Wars, Avatar, James Bond, I mean, you name any kind of movie, it also says a story about opposition, people opposing with one another, as the only solution to everything. So in the end, it usually just ends up like this. 2 guys opposing. Or this, just the same thing, you know. Or even worse, this. Right? Well, we know what happens when those guys meet. Not, I mean, super polarizing, or even sometimes this. Well, no, not that much, okay. A little bit. But no matter what, whether we talk about cats or people or systems, we go into what I call symbiotic polarization. Symbiotic polarization, which means that you have 2 sides, they oppose one another, and they learn from one another. And they start to look like each other, they look alike, and in the end you have a super stable system, and we call it symbiotic polarization. And so my question here that I would like to explore with you, how can we remain creative and not go into this symbiotic polarization? How can we move from reaction to creation? And that question, I had it a long time ago, since childhood. And as a man, as a young man, that pushed me to go into a very adventurous life. I went into lots and lots of different situations, from sometimes very funny ones and sometimes very tough ones. On the tough side, for instance, here you have a cell, the Prison de la Santé in Paris, and I spent 14 months there in a super polarized, super oppressive environment. And what saved me happened when I stepped out of polarization. Or here, you have a picture of me in a movie as a stuntman and martial artist going out of a car on fire, and same thing, lots of stress, lots of polarization. So this experience has taught me a few principles that I would like to share with you. 5 of them. The first one, I said it, depolarize. If you want to keep your creativity in a polarizing context, you depolarize. And that means a change of inner attitude, a change of inner energy. You don't see yourself opposing to something. You don't need to fight against. You may need to fight, but you just need to fight, not against. The second principle, reset. You see, we usually go in conflictuous situations because we come with our memory. We've made that maybe 10 times in the past. So the 11th time, this should happen again. We may have the same outcome again and again and again. No. Let's operate just like newborns. That means maybe we have some experience, put it aside, and reset. And that will allow for creativity. The next one, love plasticity. You know, Einstein said, no problem can be solved with the same mindset, something like that, that created it. Well, plasticity means that you will create enough physical, bodily, intellectual plasticity so that it will give you the freedom that you need, that we cannot have when we polarize. You also want to love time and space. That means you want to learn how to do the right thing at the right time, in the right place. And that may look very theoretical when I say it, because your mind usually won't tell you what to do. So that means you have to tap into another level of knowledge that we call inspiration. How do we get inspiration? Mostly because we relax, mostly because we breathe, because we allow the flow of information to come in, and when something happens, we know where to go. And the next and last principle, the fifth one, go lazy. Go lazy, that means, you may face a big, huge, stressful problem. That does not mean you have to respond with a big action. We have something called leverage. That means sometimes one small action can have a huge impact, a huge leverage. So I have the awareness that I speak on a very theoretical basis here. And so I decided to put myself in the situation of the unknown here right now. And I invited a very, very tough guy to play with me. Please come here. And so look how tough, the very tough guy, very scary. And I would like to illustrate those 5 principles. And let's start with depolarize. You know what usually happens in the street situations? A very good example of polarizing thing. Those guys, they go like this. What? Oh, come on. And then they start, fighting and so on. Okay? Polarizing? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So if I want to depolarize, like I got this very nasty guy, as you can see, coming to me, and he does the same thing. Well, okay, I don't run away, I don't fight back. I just start to stay neutral. All right. Flexible, right? Beautiful. All right. The second thing, reset. Well, reset means that, okay, I've seen thousands of these guys in movies, in situations and stories. Well, maybe the same thing will not happen again. That means I reset in my body. Okay, pushed me, all right. But I reset, right? I remain completely flexible. And thank you. And that leads to the third one. The third one, love plasticity. And I studied that a little bit. Plasticity means that you make your body and therefore your mind and your emotions flexible. So if he comes to me like, polarizing and he wants to push me, okay, plasticity means I will, go ahead, really. All right, I'll stay flexible again. Go anyway, I can say here, whoa, all right, okay, again. And he really pushes me, like if I don't move. Now I have to really love this, consider my body as like water. And in order to understand that, oh my, what did I do here? Okay, so plasticity means, yeah, go ahead. We'll, do small moves so we don't hurt each other. We don't do a martial art demonstration here, but I would like to really explore what it means to stay out of the line here. Go ahead. Any kind of thing. I never know what he will do. Don't stop. All right. Boom. Okay. Continue. You see, if I stress my body, then I will become harsh. He will have some information, and he will know what to do. Okay? All right. And then the next one. So plasticity means you stand out of the line, you move your body. Oh, and by the way, hit me with your fists. Not with that right now, later. Wait for the end, yeah. You see? Go around. If he grabs me, why should I go against Because if I start to become tense, that will hurt me. The wave will go and destroy me. So plasticity means this. Consider yourself as water. Okay? Thank you. All right. And the next one, love time and space. So time and space means the right move at the right time in the right space. So again, some kind of attack, I don't stand in the line of fire. Why would I stay stuck? You know, like the rabbit, oh my God, okay? So if it comes through me, all right, I just stand out of the way and I remain very, very flexible. And that means also something you may do. That means the response at the right time. For instance, hit me in the belly. No, hit me. Come on. Come on. More. Oh, come on, please. A real one. Again. Okay. So why can I do that? Well, thank you. Because of timing. That means I completely reversed my mindset, and I decided I would put my belly and my strength right inside him, inside his belly, and back into his arm. So you see how loving time and space becomes important. And the last one, go lazy. Go lazy means like, if I have a big problem here, oh my. Okay. All right.
Give me your money, bitch.
Okay, so first I don't polarize. Really like, okay, just that. You see his hand? I mean, if I go further, he won't like it, all right? Again, another situation, whatever side you want. All right. Okay, so I don't need to make a big move. Like not in martial arts, woo, you know, which we see in movie. No big moves. So thank you, and I would like to come with two conclusions. The first one, in order to keep your creativity in super stressful environment, move the C. Move the C, go from reaction to creation all the time. All the time move from reaction to creation. And second thing, whether you live in a company or some place where you don't really move, creativity happens in the body. That means if you can really bring this down in your body, even if you do a corporate work, bring it in the body. If your body feels flexible, if you breathe, if you meditate, then creativity will always come. Thank you very much. Thank you.